Lord of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Beyond sight. Beyond sight.
Now we're gonna go to What If and back to Spider-Man. Yeah. So, listen,
it's What If episode 5.
It's 5. It's the zombie concept because we definitely been going long, so we're gonna try to do a little quick. One, I'm gonna throw it out there. I love the way it started the zombie apocalypse. How it did with the whole was it Hank Pym? Was it the
Yeah.
It was Hank that jumped on the neck and bit fucking Hawkeye, and then it went from there, and it basically it was Infinity War. Infinity War movie was the start of the whole apocalypse, basically. And then from there, you get Spider-Man, a Hawkeye from another universe, Doctor Strange's cape, the Hulk that couldn't turn into the Hulk.
No, Hawkeye was dead. Hawkeye was a zombie.
Hawkeye was dead throughout the whole episode?
Yeah.
I thought he was oh no, because that was the beginning of the episode.
It starts out with Hulk. And he's like, "What the hell happened?"
And he crashes into the
like he said, it starts out with
Strange.
Infinity. Starts
so
out with
that
Infinity
same
War.
starting.
So in Doctor Strange's building, and then he's like,
but everybody's a zombie.
Everyone's dead, and then you have Thanos' people come down, and he's trying to get the Hulk out, just like the movie, and it wouldn't come out, and then he sees a portal opening, but it's Iron Man.
It's zombie Iron Man.
And then
zombie
once he
Wang.
sees his face, Wong.
Sorry.
Wang.
Sorry. I did
We're
that
very racist against Chinese people, I guess.
I did that during Shang-Chi. I did
the
the same thing at Shang-Chi, and I was just like, no, it's Wang, not Wong.
But it starts off like that, like you said, the start of Infinity War, and then it just goes that he finds out like certain people are that. And then Spider-Man saves him. The cape is still alive, thank God. The Doctor Strange's cape. And you find out like certain people here and there are still alive, like Winter Soldier.
The chick from Wakanda. What is her name?
Yeah, the main bold chick, the leader.
Michonne from Walking Dead.
No, it's not Michonne.
Yeah, it's Michonne
from Walking Dead.
Well, they did a horrible job making her into a cartoon character. Could not look like her.
But it's definitely her.
I thought it was one of the other ones, like the one that was on Winter Soldier, or the one that was on Falcon Winter Soldier.
I know, but like, trust me, I know that voice and everything.
I gotta rewatch it because she might have a point. It might be that one.
Trust me, it's a.
But yeah, because they would make her, I guess, the lead.
Yeah, but it's facially it did not look like
the
her.
cool thing is, like you said, it started out like Hank Pym goes to the miniverse, the microverse, tries to save his wife, and his wife has the disease. He comes, brings it back, and gets Hank Pym, and you'd think that like all the people are dead, but then you see like Hank Pym is ahead.
Scott Lang.
Scott Lang, yeah. He's just ahead, but Janet Van Dyne is still Wasp, and she's still alive. But it's kind of cool because the people that are zombies still use their powers. So it was kind of cool when Captain America came up versus Winter Soldier. Falcon came out in Fort Winter Soldier 2.
Yeah.
Hank Pym wasn't in the thing besides the beginning, right?
Nah,
right,
was
just
only
the beginning.
Because they used Wasp to basically build up for the Giant Man aspect.
Yeah. So Wasp turned into Giant Wasp at the end, and it's spoiler alert. But it was cool. It was action packed.
Honestly, I wanted more for that episode from the beginning of the What Ifs. Thomas was
he was excited for that episode.
My zombie love just was like I told you before, I was just like, I wanted to see, and like they use their actual real powers, and I was like, that's dope. Like they're zombies and they can use their actual powers. Yeah. That made it more like y'all literally got $40 out of me by Comic-Con, because sooner or later I'm gonna end up buying the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, the series.
Just read it, to be honest.
And coming from me, like Thomas lent me his like first trade paperback, and I didn't think that I was gonna be interested. The story is amazing. Like what they put in the comic book. Like Black Panther had his leg cut off. That was in the comic book.
Mhm.
Giant Man, the original Hank Pym or whatever, held him captive because he was taking bits and pieces of him. Because in the comic book, once they eat flesh, their mind comes back, but it only comes back for a short period of time. Then they get the lust again. Like I gotta eat. And I was telling
It's
him,
almost like vampire-y.
yeah, but it's like much quicker.
Mhm.
And I was telling him in the comic book, you still like Spider-Man a lot because Spider-Man, he's a big character. Once he eats, he starts crying like I killed Aunt May, I killed Mary Jane, like he ate him, and he starts crying, and everyone's looking at him like, shut the fuck up, like we kill people, so what, like blah blah blah. And then once the hunger takes over, he doesn't care anymore. So you get to see like once they eat, that's the only thing they didn't show in the show, that once they eat, they get their mind right, and then it's just like that, and then they start eating again. But the cool thing about it, because I like the fact that Vision had his little sanctuary,
Yeah.
and then he was holding up, like he had Wanda there, and he only bring people in
To feed
her because of the love, and then he find out at the end, like, oh, this is wrong. But then the end scene was badass. Everyone wants a zombie Thanos with the fucking Infinity.
That's
Gauntlet.
gonna happen. They're gonna do like a short mini series or something.
They have to, because I know this episode had, because I really wanted like, do a two-parter.
They might.
Because I think the What Ifs is gonna end by 8 episodes.
8 episodes, yeah.
So this was 5.
Yeah,
So
got
they'll
3
probably
more.
do maybe one more zombie episode, and then
Well, we'll see.
If they do
week,
it smart,
honestly.
if they do it smart, they make the last episode a continuation of the zombie,
oh yeah,
but they should do 2 new episodes, because honestly, even though the omnibus is out now, like I should pre-order it, but they should do like, because the what ifs in the comic books are one comic book beginning and as like, what if this happened, blah 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 blah. That's it. It's a one story read, and that's why those books were kind of popular.
yeah,
And that's why I think I like these shows. It's kind of like
a one episode.
yeah, it's just one episode. But the zombie one could go into more. But I heard that this is part of canon. So they're saying that they might bring things in from the show into the movies.
Apparently, yeah, when they said it was canon, I was like, interesting.
And if you bring zombie Thanos, that'd be kind of.
But that's the thing, like, well, obviously zombies and Thanos, but
yeah, but that's like
that wasn't the
completely
main aspect
unstoppable.
of what they were trying to do. Like,
oh no.
The main concept was to build up the Spider-Man with the Doctor Strange cape and have people get used to it.
Yeah,
because it's gonna happen in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
just to throw
which
that
I
out there.
actually saw the preview, or it's because me and Thomas went to go see Shang-Chi, and the preview made me not want to actually see Spider-Man.
ooh,
That's weird.
that is very weird.
I was like, I really wish I didn't.
This
watch
is
this.
like a person that deadass, like when I told her I didn't want Andrew Garfield or like Tobey Maguire because I didn't care, I didn't need it. She looked at me like I was fucking crazy. But now apparently she gets a trailer and we get Doc Ock and we get a green Goblin tease,
What made
and she
you?
don't give a fuck.
I don't know,
What
like
made you not?
something about the whole thing with him and Doctor Strange turned me off.
Doctor Strange is not Doctor Strange.
But
it's Mephisto.
That's why the whole
get
spell
that.
goes wrong and everything
I
goes
get
bad.
that. I get that, but I don't know. Like to me, I'm like, where are they going? Like I just
Doctor
like it
Strange.
just kind of like it when I
Have you watched
it-
Loki?
Yes, and that's why it's
Multiverse.
I get it.
I think you're overthinking it.
I think it's not interesting anymore.
No, you're just
Oh,
overthinking
It
you're
it. See, you're
bores me.
overthinking
crazy.
it because you're overthinking.
It
See, this
bores
is the
me.
issue within people in general. Like you get so
They might
used to a
bring Hugh
product
Jackman back for you.
that you don't
If they do, I'm not.
That
gonna
you
be
don't
happy.
really like. you get a fatigue for it,
Mm-hmm.
or you get burnt out. It's a normal aspect. You're wrong, but in the same aspect,
I'll still watch it.
like,
I'm not saying I'm not gonna watch it. I will still watch it. I just wish I didn't.
because
see the
like we
trailer.
literally we went through.
And that's also why I don't
You know what?
watch trailers.
Wait.
I hate watching trailers.
I want Andrew to talk, but I'm just gonna know now. Once I get tickets to Spider-Man, it's gonna be me, him, and Thomas sitting together, and I'm gonna put you in the seat all the way at the corner. Because the last thing I want is the groans like, ugh.
Oh, she gonna.
when I'm gonna be like, yeah.
Oh, this whole time between that or
Motherfucker.
the fake, like, oh my god, and she starts enjoying, I'm like, you fake ass. Yeah, fuck outta
So
here.
I can't change my mind.
No,
Doesn't
you're,
mean
stuck,
that I'm fake.
you're here for life now.
No, we're gonna look at the end at you like.
Like, all right, I'm gonna carry this for a minute. Like, I'm a horrible person. I'm petty. I am petty.
But this is why I don't watch.
Like-
This is why I don't watch previews because it will turn me off to a movie like that.
I get it, but like, fuck. there
How
was a
can that
trailer
turn you off? That's nostalgia. You get the original
See,
Doc
and that's
Ock
the
from the
reason why it
movie.
I don't
didn't
give a
turn
You
me
fuck.
on.
get
I don't give a
the
fuck.
Because
William
I was
Dafoe
watching, and, like,
laugh.
as the
If
trailer was
William
building,
Dafoe, if
the
William
goosebumps was
Dafoe
coming.
shows up, I
he's
will be
going.
happy.
He's confirmed.
nigga, the whole time, like I remember, I watched that trailer, no lie, smoking. I'm looking out my window, watching it on my phone, and
Oh
as I'm
wait, are they
smoking,
bringing?
my
Are they
goosebumps
bringing
are
back?
building.
What's his name? Defoe's son. What's his name?
no, because nobody gives a fuck.
fuck.
All
Why would you say that?
Maybe you don't. Listen,
Why would you
she
say that,
doesn't need to be
Marissa?
at the movie with us. She's just making herself get.
You know what I need? I wish I was an editor. I would just blank her out and mute her fucking. You know.
Like, why did we even bring that up? We're not even. We don't even.
We're
think
not
about
gonna
that
even do
anyway.
that. No, fuck that. I muted her
aspect of
mic.
That story does not.
Let's me and you talk
Listen.
because apparently I had to mute her mic.
When I add goosebumps,
How you-
like I love the build of
how
that
you
whole
gonna-
trailer. I love everything out of that. How
How are you gonna
hate it?
bring up Frank? What's his name? Frank
Wait, what?
something? The son of William
Franco.
Dafoe.
James Franco.
James
All
Franco.
James Franco. Yeah.
How you gonna bring him up? Like, is he gonna be in there? Fuck him. Nobody cares about him.
Apparently,
William
someone
Dafoe.
does, but that nigga couldn't act any damn way. No, those are some of the worst James Franco movies ever. Have you really watched him looking mad about Mary Jane and Peter? The Spider-Man right now. And it was just like, yo, my nigga, go smoke some weed.
Yeah.
Go find.
Go do Pineapple Express.
Yeah,
and
like,
shut the fuck
Because
up.
that movie made you look like the most whiny white boy. Like you made Anakin Skywalker look cool. Like
Wow.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
Wow.
Facts. Facts.
That's hard to do.
And I'm
Damn.
it's double
I wish I
bad.
had the fucking
Dude.
gunshots and the bombs.
You can't tell me when you want to go emotional aspect for three. And this is the best way to put it: 3 movies, emotional aspect. Who had the better change by the 3rd movie? Anakin. We all know this.
Anakin never had a change. He
He
was
changed by
whiny
the third-
bitch,
He changed by the
whinier
3rd
bitch,
movie.
whiny-est
He
bitch,
changed by
and
the
then you
3rd
die.
movie.
No, he did not.
I'm not.
He went for whiny, whinier, whiniest, and
Yeah.
then you know.
The better
I'm
change
not-
was Anakin.
I'm not- I'm no.
Anakin looked
Well,
cooler
wait,
when he got darker. Anakin actually
Okay.
had a
He
better
just
fight
looks
scene.
sweaty and like he
I'm
fucking-
agreeing. I'm
But
agreeing
Green
with you.
Goblin was trash. Once
I'm-
you walked into Spider-Man 3 and you see this thing on a
When you,
fucking snowboard, no real Green Goblin
No.
aspect to him.
I'm gonna give you
and all
this.
fuck that.
This is the
Fuck
only thing
that.
I'm giving you. It's better than the James Franco turn, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anakin still sucked.
No, I'm not saying Anakin was great.
3 was fucking
I'm not-
horrible.
3 was not horrible.
It was
You're wrong.
fucking
3 was not horrible. You're
horrible.
wrong.
1, 2,
Three-
and 3 were equally
3
horrible.
was the best one out of the fucking 3 of them.
No,
It was the best one out of 3 of them.
no,
You want to live off of Darth Maul and his 15 minutes of fame?
no.
Fine. You
I'm
can
not
do
gonna
that.
even say that. I'm
But
not gonna even
Honestly,
say
at
that.
the end of the day, episode 3 was the better one
No, it
out of
wasn't.
the fucking prequels.
I
I'm
wish
gonna
Ansel
say no,
was
it
here
wasn't
to
because
shit on all of
you can't.
There's
You-
listen, you could say they're all bad, and I would agree.
Yes,
But I would
they
say
are.
out of the 3,
They don't exist.
episode 3 is better.
They don't exist.
They don't exist.
I'm not saying out of non-exist. I'm just saying out of those
Listen.
3 in that category, in those 3 movies, episode 3 was the best one.
No.
There's no 2 was slow as fuck and got boring and died
Mhm.
throughout most of the movie.
And
One
the first
Had
one,
nothing
nothing till the end.
Darth Maul, yes.
yes,
So how is not episode 3 better?
because the whole movie fucking sucked. And
The
I
whole movie was action, at least somewhat, more or less.
Mm,
More
not really.
action than the first 2. I'll say that.
no, because the second one
Besides
started
that
with
last fight
action.
scene, no, but the 3rd one started with action too. 3rd one started with them saving fucking Khal Dooku.
Yeah, and then he cut off the arms and shit like that.
Yeah,
but
that's
still.
what I'm saying. Like the 3rd one has more.
Okay, let me explain.
Like-
This is why, right? You gave us actual good villains in the first 2 movies,
Okay.
and then the 3rd movie.
It was
You gave
supposed to be a
us a
villain
shit-
that we all
a
love,
shitty
and it didn't
Darth
get to that
Vader.
point. Yeah.
So, again, Darth Maul is one of my favorite villains, but that first movie, horrible. I agree.
Mhm.
It wasn't till you hear the dun dun dun.
No, Darth Maul, everything from
That-
the hoodie to
yes.
him on the fucking glider shit.
Anything with
anytime he was
Darth
on
Maul?
screen, it was worth it.
And I'll say
Yeah.
the second one, I wanted more General Grievous.
And-
General Grievous
nigga,
is
you know
fucking
I love
great.
General Kenobi. That's my
Yeah.
nigga. That's one of my favorite characters. I love
Kenobi,
Grievous.
we get Kenobi, we get Boba Fett's father, we get all that in the second movie. The third one is just Anakin and this guy, and this is why I'm saying because I'm a movie watcher.
Nah. I mean, I want to hear your.
So
opinion.
it's the progression. Like, they all trash. They all trash. We
Yeah,
all
yeah,
agree.
yeah.
But you see the progression in the first one. You meet this little fucking kid, even though it's stupid to make him a little kid, stupid pod racing. But you see, like, okay, where he is, where he's going, it progresses. And in the second one, it was just like, oh, he's a little bit older. He's flirting with Padme.
Who's
Yeah.
like twice his age.
Well,
Yeah, technically at
they're
this
out of
time,
space. Come on, man,
supposedly.
like, we gotta have laws.
And so he's, I guess, going through puberty. He's doing all this shit. He's flirting with anime. He's getting emotional because he turned her down. He has a stupid sand moment. And then it's like, yeah, but it's progression. The third one was just like, well, I'm this powerful.
And I'll give you that.
Teach me. And then you have a thing of people teaching you. You're supposed to, again, this is bad writing in movies. It's just, you're supposed to grow up with the Obi-Wan, who's his trainer. And then as soon as Palpatine says something and you're like, you're right. And then you're in a room full of Jedis
He
and you're
kills
trying to stop.
children.
But this is what I'm getting to.
Come on,
It
you
goes
make it seem
from-
that's
Random.
it-
I was ever this fucking that was awesome.
This is why.
I love that he
No.
walked up to them and was like, I'm like, fuck you. little
No,
niggas,
you know
and killed them.
why? Because there was no progression
There
to
was-
it.
No, and I
It
agree with
was-
that aspect,
it
but I'm
was
just saying in the
evil.
general aspect.
No, I don't
It
mind.
went from
That's
0
what-
to 100.
No, but
That's
there's
what
No,
I'm saying.
versions.
there was 0 to 100 with no explanation.
That's
I
my
get what
point.
you're saying, but
That's my
in the
Like it
point.
should have
aspect of
been like
evil.
it should have been like he mind controlled him or he
No,
No,
'cause that's
no,
too
no,
much.
no, no, no.
That's just too much.
or
No.
it should have been something.
This is what it should have been. It
Like he
should
should
have.
have been doing evil shit along the way,
Yes.
like minor evil
That
shit.
was basically
Kinda
like how the
because
Clone Wars
you don't-
cartoon is. That's what they didn't do in
Yes.
the right way. They didn't show where he was doing things that he's not supposed to do, but
Yes.
he's doing it because.
And that's my
Yeah.
problem with the third
Mhm.
one. It was.
No, I agree.
I'm in between. I'm in between.
And
Now
now
I'm
I'm-
fighting you. I'm killing Mace Windu. Now I'm killing children. The next scene is him literally going and killing children. You don't go from I'm in between to fuck the little
You might
kids.
as well kill Sam Jackson and the little kids. That ain't that bad.
That's a big fucking jump.
That's
No,
And-
no.
and then it-
I
and then-
agree 100%. but
yeah,
it's just-
and I'll give you this though. The end fight scene with Obi-Wan.
the movie's
was
still better
good.
than all the first. I could
I
watch
don't
the
think so.
third one more than I could watch the first.
Okay,
Nah, I
regardless.
can't. I can't.
Regardless.
Like the first two bored me. Like I will fall asleep watching those. At least the
All three
third
of them.
movie, I could watch it and I'd be like, oh shit! Like I know there's gonna be a fight scene coming up, and I'll watch the shit. Like
They're
I'll be more
they're all
into it.
trash. But I'll give you this. When I watched the first one, I just watched the end. When I watched the second one, I just watched the Obi-Wan Grievous. And then when I watched the third one, I only watched
it's basically the end. The last
The
40
Obi-Wan.
minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
and because that's the same
Yeah.
time Yoda's fighting.
That's the best. But
Palpatine.
that's the best. Well, and the Grievous Obi-Wan fight scene that could have went longer and a little bit better.
Better, yeah.
But
They really bitched out
the way it
Grievous.
started was awesome. The way it ended sucked.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay. So what was the last thing we were going to
All right, so we went through the what ifs. We said what we said. Basically, we're gonna end it with this since we've been going on random tangents. I just want to know, fuck it, what's his little Easter eggs that he's seen in the Wolverine trailer? 'Cause
Oh, okay.
I didn't go that hard for
So-
fucking 50 seconds.
So
Like-
there's a new game trailers. There's a new Spider-Man trailer where they introduce Venom. And then there's
Don't
a
bring
new
up my shit, nigga, when I brought up this, because if we want to bring
All
up
right.
Spider-Man, then we
All
I'm
can
just
talk
letting
about
people
Spider-Man.
know.
Nah, because now you're trying to shit on, because we gotta have the Spider-Man talk and then we gotta have Wolverine talk.
all right.
Wolverine
So
talk.
So I was going to say
He's trying
before
to
he
sneak
interrupted
into
me
that.
rudely was that there's new game trailers that happen, and there was a Spider-Man trailer, there was a Wolverine trailer. Now the Spider-Man trailer showed a lot more and all that stuff, but we'll get into it since he wants to,
Epic.
Uh,
It is epic.
but
I'm sorry.
Wolverine, it was really only like 30 seconds. It was just him at a bar, and then someone comes behind him and his claws pop out of his fist. But there are Easter eggs in there. So when they're going up to the bar where you see the guy's knife, two things. On the register says 19.8 74. So it's 1974. Then there's a license plate that says HLK 181. That's the Hulk, Incredible Hulk 181 is the first appearance of Wolverine in the comic books. It came out in 1974. So they give little Easter eggs, comic book wise, in that
That's
little
cool.
30-second trailer. They didn't show much. I'm not saying they
Nah,
showed
they
a lot.
didn't show.
They just showed the
They
fist
didn't,
coming
yeah.
out on the bar, and that's it.
The claws coming out.
Yeah. And we'll get it. That was the only thing I wanted to say because that show
Oh,
was
that was
to
the
me.
only. Damn, I thought you had more. I was gonna shit on you, but now I only like let me shit on you and be like, I don't give a shit what you fucking learned after watching it 3 times after I put you on the shit, motherfucker.
I know he's so bitter. He's so bitter. So talk about your fucking Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
How you gonna say it like that? Like, yo, you can't tell me that trailer wasn't fire. The nigga literally landed, was
Because
whipping
you're-
ass, and then Miles Morales
Because
comes
you're
out and
such
they're
a
working
dick to
together.
everybody else. We got to be a gang dick to you.
That was one of the best fucking trailers.
I hope Tom
out.
Hardy's the voice of the fucking Venom.
not.
Just piss him
He's
off.
not. You heard it when we watched the trailer. I showed you the trailer
Okay, so
yesterday.
what happened on the Spider-Man?
Nah,
game
it's just
show?
a basic trailer. Like,
I like how you boasted up and he was like, no, it's all right.
no, it's not basic because they didn't give a lot of.
Is it better
footage.
than the Miles Morales game?
No, it's
No,
actually.
it's both
all
of them.
right, all right. Let me word this better.
It's
'cause
two.
it's
yeah.
going to be better than the Miles Morales game.
Ooh.
But the thing is, you gotta just wait because the thing is, we're gonna get a progression. Like, I'm hoping. I know 2-player games don't happen really right now. Like, we don't get 2-player gaming,
Which is stupid.
but
It is.
in the aspect of we could get a, even if it's online and I could play with a friend, it'd be kind of like I want to have both Spider-Man. Don't put the trailer and put both Spider-Mans as an aspect and not be able to use them. And the
Mhm.
same reason, like I told him, I was like, I don't need anything else because honestly, if Carnage is in the game in
As
the
a
shadows,
villain, yeah.
then I want to find that out when I play the game
Right.
because that means I get to use Venom. Now I have 3 options of 3 different fucking people that I could go through the city with. This game already just off of a minute and 20 seconds made me think of multiple potential.
Yeah.
And I already had Sinister 6 in the first game almost.
yeah.
So it's like I already know where this game is going. Like I want the Wolverine game to be good and it's made by the same people. Don't get me wrong. But
But you
I
never
need
know.
to see what their vision is. Like
Yeah.
besides
Are these
that 50,
PlayStation
30
games
seconds.
or?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
PS5 games, more or less. Because they're
You're gonna
Spider-Man's
have to
going
buy.
straight to
You're gonna have to
PS5.
buy Thomas that
Yeah.
PS5 this this year coming up.
Christmas. Christmas.
Not honestly, it's a little bit easier now, and I'll help you look for it if anything.
Mm.
But
You can't just
fucking-
download it. Isn't everything downloadable?
Well, games are, but
yeah, but
you
when it
gotta buy
comes
the
to
PlayStation.
4K and everything that comes to the like the newer gen systems,
Mm.
it doesn't work that way. Like I literally played a Spider-Man game that Peter Parker looked one way on PS4. I put it on the PS5 and I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Because that's the way like they just updated so much. Yeah,
I wish this is why I wish we had an editor because what just came to my mind is fuck Hook when he goes, "There you are,
Yeah,
Peter." And the white kid is messing with his face.
There you are.
'Cause that's pretty much what
God,
happened. It
that
was
was
like,
such a good
they like
movie.
high
God.
cheekboned him and then made his hair
I
light
still-
brown and
if
it was
I
like, "Who the
see
fuck
it
is
on-
this?"
I will watch it.
I watch
again.
it all the time when
Nah,
it's.
Hook's a great movie.
Rufio.
That's the
Rufio.
only Peter
Alright,
Pan movie
This is
I'll
one of the
ever
things.
watch.
And like,
Yeah.
we could like I could legit tell you right now, like you will go on the Disney Plus app right now. I was watching Sandlot last night. 'Cause I was like, fuck it.
Sandlot's the best.
I had
shit.
a-
Sandlot
I had a
is
clip.
great.
And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch randomly Sandlot until I fucking pass out. And it's because that's one of those movies. I'll quote I'll
Yeah.
do the lines while I'm
And
in
that
my
was
room by
like-
myself.
What was his name? Dennis
Like-
Leary was the stepdad, and he
Yeah,
was,
he was.
great.
Yeah.
He only
was-
played
but
in
he-
like 2
great.
scenes.
But those two
But he
scenes fit
didn't
who
curse
he was.
anybody out. which
Yeah, it was
one
just
of-
like
But he looked like that type of stepdad, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stepdad that he was accepting
like
the
he
kid.
would bop you.
there's
in the back
there's
of
a
the
reason
head.
why I don't like him. He's still from Louis C.K.
Listen, I don't know nothing about a lot of that extra white people drama.
He got
comedy
got
shit.
famous. You know where that where he the
I'm an
famous
asshole?
I'm an asshole. That was
Oh,
Louis
everybody
C.K.'s
knows that
bit.
song. Yeah, everyone knows that.
Yeah, that
But
was
he,
Louis
he did it
C.K.'s.
better. So
No, he
See, that's
stole
the-
it.
Depending on the argument,
And this
'cause I
is
don't
the
know.
great thing.
I had to do research
No, no.
to get into this argument.
The
I-
great thing
I-
because they grew up in Boston. They all
Okay.
did it in Boston. Louis C.K. said it, and he's not holding a
is
gripe
Louis
to it.
C.K. that old? I feel like Dennis Leary is much older.
No,
than
he
Louis
him.
C.K. is
definitely
like bald now.
Dennis Leary is
Doesn't matter.
definitely they're at least the same age, but Dennis
It doesn't
Leary's
matter
old.
because
really?
he still grew
But
up
Dennis
around.
Leary came out way before.
No,
Louis
he just
C.K.
got
did.
more popular.
that
That's what
I
I
can't
mean.
argue.
But the thing is, Louis C.K. and him, he explains it, but he's not in a gripe. Like he's not
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh fuck.
it's
Like
it is what
he
it
said
is.
that his thing, he wasn't singing a song like he was. He was saying like that was his joke. Like, I'm an asshole if I do that. I'm an asshole if I do that. He, Dennis Leary was there, and he was the bigger comedian at the time.
But he made it.
And he said, "Hey, I like that."
Nah, he did make
Then
it a
he
song.
took it, and then he made it his own. And then I think he was on Opie and Anthony when he was saying it. So he was saying like, "Oh my god, that's yours!" Like he got famous off of that, and he was just like, "Yeah, like, it sucks, but whatever. Like I'm not
But
mad about
that's who
it."
Dennis Leary is. Like, honestly, if he would have been humble,
Nah,
that
you
would've been
can't say
like,
that. No,
the nigga that I watched on TV
No, no,
is
no,
not
no,
supposed
no.
to be the nicest person. in
no,
the
no,
world.
it's not about being nice. The thing that a reason why I don't like it, because listening to a lot of comedians, this is the whole Joe Rogan, Carlos
The
Mencia
Carlos- yeah,
shit.
alright, yeah.
No one steals. There's a thing called
And
like
I
the,
understand that.
so
I
when
understand
you're
that.
legitimately taking someone's shit, that's why like you don't see
back
Amy
in the-
Schumer no more.
Can I, because I know where you're going, and I'm not saying you're wrong. You're 100% right. But I want to throw a little curveball. Do you not like, and this is just because of my aspect, I feel this way. Do you
Okay.
not feel that way when you hear rappers and they use, even if it's only a bar, and you know that bar came from probably 10 years ago from another person, or it's somewhat cadence of reference?
Okay, I do, but
And
do you think
I'm not saying any
I'm-
arguments with it. I'm
No,
just
no,
for
no, I'm
conversation.
saying-
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same, but
Okay.
I'm gonna ask to you, do you think that's out of homage?
No,
Like where you're
it's
trying to
not.
do like you say a
I know
Biggie
it's
lyric?
not out of homage. That's why I bring it up. It's
So
I'm
then-
gonna steal your shit because I don't know. How
Okay,
to
so
flip
then
this
in that
shit like
aspect,
this.
because
Yeah.
when I listen to music, I feel like it's an homage to something. Like when you say a Biggie or Tupac lyric, it's like homage to them because everyone knows those lyrics.
Because
But if you're
those
saying
lyrics
like,
make
no,
you
it's a
very
steal,
simplistic. Yeah.
then fuck you, because it's like you're not talented enough to come up with your own fucking lyric in this little spot, this little pocket.
But all right. I'll give you an example, and I'll play it for you after we're done with this shit. When Game first came out, there's a lot of shit into it. I'm not gonna go that deep, but he wasn't a great music writer. So when his first album came out, that's why 50 worked with him so much. That's why a lot of shit. So if you listen to the song with him and M, you'll hear M's verse. Actually, you hear Game's verse, then you hear M's. Then Game comes back and he does his verse.
Mhm.
But then that verse, if you don't really listen, you miss the whole part where Game literally says, like, I'm gonna steal your flow now. I'm gonna steal everything M just did on the second verse,
Mm.
and I'm gonna do it my way and the way I do it. But it made the song fire. But the thing is that because he doesn't have a cadence of a pocket, he doesn't know how to
Yeah.
flow in a certain way. It's like right now I have a kid that I'm listening to that a joke is that they call him, like, they say he's one of Kendrick's voices that got away and grew a body.
Okay.
If you listen to Kendrick, you know that he has
Yeah.
different sounds.
Yeah.
This kid does it, and he's almost
Some people
and they
are
work together.
mimics.
And it's weird, but it's like a
Yeah.
weird mimic where it's like I don't hate it. I like certain songs. Certain songs I don't really. I'm like, but it's like a weird thing. So it's like in that aspect,
But they say
I've
that
always been like
but-
50-50, but it's hard. Like I will sit here all day and like there is I'll go on YouTube and pull up like Jay-Z pulling every Biggie verse throughout his run of
Yeah,
being
Jeff
who
said
he
made a
is.
but
song
he
about
does that
that.
on purpose.
No, they didn't make a song about it. They leaked
Hmm.
that aspect. The song was Cam dissing Jay.
Yeah, that's
And
what I'm
then
saying.
after that, they leaked that thing
Okay.
because they had to break it down because nobody wanted to accept it when Cam said it on the song
Mhm.
when he was like, nigga, you're still in Big's verses. And
But
everybody
there's
was
a
like,
whole
oh, that's
thing.
bullshit.
Yeah,
So
but
then they
there's a
started
whole
to show
thing
it.
where he
Okay.
says certain
Yeah.
things that that Big and his family have copyrighted, and he'll say them, so he has to pay their family. It's his way of kind of like
I haven't heard
giving-
anything about that. So
giving
I don't really
to
know. Yeah.
giving to Big's family.
Okay.
Like
That sounds weird to me, honestly. From coming from Jay, listen, I'm not a stan, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, yeah, he does some good shit, but in that pocket of that doesn't sound like something that, like, he would do. If he did that, I felt like it would be in that hip hop world that I follow.
Yeah.
That they would be like, yo, you see how real Jay is? That
But
he's
he-
giving money to Big's family every time he steal a fucking quote, and it's like, nigga, but when we talk about the music, then don't talk to me about how he could freestyle off the top of the head and he could just do a verse like nothing.
All right, but
You know what I
see,
mean? Like-
on your aspect, yeah,
Yeah.
I say it like this because I told this is one of the things I like 100% agree on with Joe Rogan, where it's kind of like there's a thing in comedy called parallel thinking,
Mhm.
where you might have heard it because you're around other comedians, so you might have heard it and you just like didn't know that you're intaking it. Then there's blatant stealing.
Yeah.
And it was just like when you blatantly steal, this is why Carlos Mencia is where? Nowhere.
No, he is
After
what
the
he
Joe
is.
Rogan thing, it killed his career because not only Joe Rogan came out, Artie Shafir came out.
A lot of people he did interviews trying to defend
Who
himself,
was
and he
that?
fucked
Who was
it
that
up.
guy that we saw in Reno 911 today? The Spanish guy.
Oh, shit, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name, but yeah.
But when he got popular, there is a thing where he snuffed Carlos Mencia for taking his shit. Lopez. George Lopez.
Yeah.
So it was just like it's not known. It's not that, and I'm saying him specifically. I'm not saying like Dennis Leary. I think that's the only thing I heard about Dennis Leary.
No modern person will be Carlos Mencia over Dennis Leary.
Yeah. So it was just kind of like the thing is with me, like you could relate it to rappers, I guess, but I always took it like when a rapper saying it is almost like an homage. But in comedy, there's no homage because it's not like, hey, I'm gonna take exactly what Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Sam Kinison, Bill Hicks. If you because
they didn't say like because it's something. I'm not
Okay,
saying the
wait.
rappers don't go word for word. They use like they're gonna go word,
but the
and
whole-
then maybe
but see,
switch slightly, which what I would consider the
well,
comedian
if
aspect.
you look at different, all right. So if you take a same aspect, and this is the shitty version, like they'll say like shitty comic book. So it was like, what's up with the food on the airplane kind of bullshit. Like that's a stupid
Jerry
joke.
Seinfeld aspect. Yeah.
So it's kind of like 4 different comics could have 4 different jokes about food on an airplane.
Mhm.
The fact of the matter is, what comics do, it's cadence, it's language, and it's word, and sometimes it's exactly word for word because knowing, you've been to the comedy clubs with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes the word for word is what makes the room pop.
Nah, it does.
So it does, character and all this stuff. So with the thing with Carlos Mencia, it was like Joe Rogan just ripped him. He was just like, you're not even Mexican, you're Ecuadorian and German, and you change your name to Carlos Mencia when it's Ned Flanderson or something. So it was just like, you're 100% fake. You change yourself to Carlos Mencia, and you're doing all this Mexican thing. And I remember him on Def Jam. I remember him in the whole like the jean suit shit,
all right.
and doing like putting the stocking over his face, doing like robbing jokes. You're doing all this shit that's not you, and that's what's being fake. When you have like a Sam Kinison, if you know the guy that yells like, oh, wow, wow. If anyone did any of his jokes like him, then it's kind of like you just took someone who was 100% original. He got famous off of what he did. He was a preacher, and then he switched up. He said that he was a preacher not because he believed in God, but he started learning how like to manipulate people, and that's how he became a comedian. He took what he learned from being a preacher to become a comedian, and he was raw. And it's the same thing like Richard Pryor. The reason why he's one of the greatest is because he took his personal life. The reason why George Carlin is one of the greatest, he was forgot what they call it, where
like a political analyst.
He talked. He's not just politics, but
Apple,
everything. Bill Hicks is another one.
Social commentary.
Yeah, there you go.
But
Social commentary.
But I agree. I'm not saying like one, you're not wrong. But the thing is, like, I was gonna say, I don't know, because I don't know how much you go into it. Like, I know I'm fucking how I am with music. So I could say, like, when I go through it, like, do you actually catch it? Like, can you catch when you watch a comedian do a joke and be like, I've heard this before?
I could, yeah.
Okay.
And because there's certain things, and again, it's cadence and all this, like, and I'll just give a quick example because I know we're gonna shut this down. We've been going on for long.
Yeah.
But George Carlin has a famous thing called like the 10 words that you
I
can't say, whatever.
Yeah.
And then every like special he would add on to those words. So it's like
take one off.
Or take one off, like, yeah, this one's better. Like, we could say this now, but we put this on the list. So if someone were to do, like, say someone had parallel thinking in a sense, or just took that, he's dead now, fuck it, I could take it. Then everyone would know, especially when you get popular like that. Like,
Yeah, but no,
come on, man. Like, you're fucking
that's
doing
the
it.
reason why I listen to like I guess the comedians I listen because I like the raw, like real shit when they talk
Yeah.
about their life or more common shit
Yeah.
going on right now.
That's why I
Because
like
you know
the-
it's more real, like it's more
Yeah.
fucking fresh.
that's why I like the Cellar because
Mm.
they try new shit
Yeah.
when we're there. That's why it's not like I'm gonna do my routine. It's, you know what? I'm getting a special. I'm writing new things.
Mhm.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't. I've been there when not just a Comedy Celebrate, places where comedy, you don't get a laugh sometimes. And they take that note in their head, boop. That doesn't work. Okay. And they'll even say it. Okay, that didn't work. Next one. And then blah, 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 and then they'll try to make it funny, you know.
Nah, but
But
that's what makes that shit work. Like it's those are two of my favorite arts. As I'm gonna just end my shit because I gotta go pee.
mm,
Fucking honestly, like that's why the conversation because I was looking at it more as a live and performance shit. I could get a lot more in detail in this conversation.
yeah, we could go deep. further.
but I'm not gonna do this. But I'm just gonna. I guess I'll do the sign off because I'm talking already.
Yeah. So
It's me, your boy Andrew, Marissa, Nick. It's Sight Beyond Sight. You already know what it is. YouTube,
like, follow, subscribe.
Twitter, likes, follow, subscribe. That made me feel dirty. I need $1 to do that next time. Like, so yeah, like yo, just follow, holla. You actually will have fun because
Yeah.
you just have fun. That's what we do.
So,
Peace.
have a good one.